I woke to the wind's cry, not a howl, but a whispering, as though the planet itself conspired against me. The sky, streaked with indigo and sulphurous yellow, loomed oppressive overhead. The horizon shimmered, as if it couldn't decide whether to exist at all. My name is Elias Varin. I am the last of the Terra colonization cores on this cursed world. For now, the cave no. The hollow was my refuge. I'd stopped calling it a cave after the first week, when the walls began to glow faintly at night, pulsing like a heartbeat. I'd asked the glow what it wanted once, half mad from thirst, but the answer had been silence. Now, the glow was just another part of the rhythm here, like the winds or the ever-shifting sands. I ran a finger along the edge of my broken communicator, my thumb brushing over the dent where Sarah had carved her initials. My wife's voice still echoed in my head sometimes, though I hadn't heard her in how long? I shook off the thought. Time wasn't linear here, not exactly. There was only survival, and the mystery that had been haunting me since the crash. When the ship had plummeted from the sky, I'd been alone in the cockpit, the rest of the crew scattered across the colony vessel. I'd blacked out upon impact, waking amidst the wreckage to find them gone, not dead, not vaporized, just gone. And carved into the hull of the ship, letters 3 feet high, was a single word I didn't recognize. Okostrin. The alien glyphs had shimmered faintly, even as I watched. They disappeared within hours, leaving no trace. Every day since, I'd searched for answers. What was Okostrin? Was it a warning, a name, or something else entirely? It felt alive in my thoughts, as though the word itself were burrowing into my mind. I hadn't spoken it aloud since the first time. Once had been enough. I stepped outside, the red soil crunching beneath my boots. In the distance, the spires of crystal forests refracted the sunlight into kaleidoscopic bursts. They weren't there yesterday, but I'd stopped questioning such things. This world shifted like it was dreaming, reshaping itself on whims I couldn't begin to fathom. Water, I muttered, the word as much a prayer as a plan. The spring was a half-day's walk, its roots winding through jagged ravines that sometimes felt aware. I'd learned not to linger. The last time I'd paused along, I'd turned to find my own footprints erased, as though the planet sought to deny I'd ever been there. As I walked, I caught glimpses of movement in the periphery, shadows that didn't belong to rocks or shifting sands. They'd always been there, those figures just beyond sight. At first, I'd called out to them, desperate for contact, but they never came closer. Now, I simply kept moving. The spring bubbled faintly when I arrived, its water tinged with a faint blue sheen that I prayed was harmless. As I knelt to fill my canisters, I noticed something glinting beneath the surface, a shard of metal, engraved with lines too precise to be natural. My breath caught. Another fragment of the mystery. Carefully, I pried it loose, the metal cold against my fingertips. It bore no markings, save for a faint indentation that looked almost like part of a key. I tucked it away, the weight of it both a comfort and a burden. The planet was speaking to me again, in its cryptic, infuriating way. The walk back felt longer. My thoughts lingered on the key, if it was one. Where did it lead? What did it unlock? My pulse quickened at the thought of a door, an entrance to something. The whispers in the wind seemed louder now, almost coherent. I kept my eyes forward, my hand brushing against the shard in my pocket. Back at the hollow, I placed the fragment alongside the others. There were 4 now, each one slightly different, each one found in a different part of the planet. Together, they formed an incomplete pattern, a puzzle piece without a picture. I'd sketched them onto the wall with charcoal, tracing their shapes over and over, hoping repetition might reveal meaning. So far, it hadn't. That night, as I stared at the faint glow of the walls, I heard something new, a low hum resonating deep beneath the surface. It wasn't the wind, and it wasn't my imagination. I sat up, heart pounding, and listened. The hum was rhythmic, almost like machinery. I spoke aloud, the words barely more than a whisper. Is it you? No answer. Just the hum, steady and unrelenting. But I knew, somehow, that it was tied to the shards. The planet was leading me somewhere, its clues maddeningly incomplete but undeniable. The next morning, I packed what little I could carry and set out toward the source of the hum. It wasn't a precise direction, more an instinct to pull in my gut that guided my steps. The terrain grew stranger as I walked, fields of spiked flora that hissed when I passed, canyons that seemed to rearrange themselves when I glanced away. I stopped trying to map my route. The planet wouldn't allow it. By the third day, I reached the edge of a vast sinkhole, its depths shrouded in shadow. The hum was deafening here, vibrating through the soreness of my boots. At the center of the sinkhole stood a monolith, its surface etched with the same glyphs I'd seen on the ship. Okastrin. I approached cautiously, the shards in my pocket almost burning with heat. As I drew closer, I saw that the monolith bore indentation slots that matched the shape of the fragments. My hands trembled as I retrieved them, fitting each piece into place. The monolith began to glow, its light pulsing in time with the hum. "Sarah," I murmured, the name slipping out unbidden. Her face flashed in my mind, along with the laughter of our children. I'd promised them I'd return. Was this the way back, or just another trap? The monolith's glow intensified, and with it came a sounder voice, not in my ears, but in my mind. It spoke a single word, clear and resonant: enter. The ground beneath me shifted, revealing a staircase descending into the sinkhole. My breath caught as I stared into the darkness below. This was it, the culmination of weeks, months, an eternity of searching. But what lay at the bottom? Salvation, truth, or something far worse? I took the first step, the air growing colder with each descent. Behind me, the monolith's light faded, leaving only the path ahead. Whatever awaited me below, it was the answer to the mystery of this world, the answer to Okastrin, and perhaps, just perhaps, the way back to the family I'd left behind.